over the last 7 years, I've been making a number of large-scale film works which are quite high production value in their nature. But usually I work with actors or dancers. This was definitely the first time that I'm able to create something at such scope with members of the community. And this was definitely something that excited me. I didn't know about the Mayflower story before this project. I didn't know about its connection to what the Americans call Thanksgiving, nor had I heard of the Wampanoag Nation's side of the story of this. And so it presented something really interesting for me to kind of consider in the artwork that I was going to create. It comes right near the beginning of the film, and you're going to be in this huge church space. And remember, this is the space that 400 years ago, the people who went on the Mayflower sort of stood where you'll be standing and sort of walking where you'll be walking. So the first part of it is like acknowledging. Even though I had concepts and theories and hopes about what this film could be, it wasn't until I met the participants in the workshops that it really came alive, and you start to fall in love with the project, because the work's so much about the people involved. It's only really through meeting them and getting to know them and their personalities and that it becomes exciting, and you start to see the film. You start to see what might be exciting to capture on film. You sort of start to see what people might be excited to do. And then, my creative challenge, if you like, is how to weave all that together. How can how could I create something where people could really feel seen in the film, see themselves like they've never seen themselves before.
2, 3, 4.
The thing that made it so much easier was that each of the groups that I worked with have just got absolutely fantastic leaders that I was kind of in awe of. It was because they invited me into the sessions and led the sessions with me that we were together able to create this final choreography and to have people involved in such an enthusiastic way.
Right. So, have you had a chance to have a little wiggle? Yeah? Excellent. So what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to line up...
Most people consider the Mayflower story as being Plymouth or Southampton, but, not as many people know that Worksop and Bassetlaw was where the story started. And so it felt incredible to be in that space, where this story began, walking the same floors. And I think that was also very meaningful to the participants to know that they were kind of engaging with that history from 400 years ago and transforming it into something else.
Just so you know, Scott, there's going to be a camera here just watching you, okay? But
The project started as an idea way back in 2018, so it feels quite amazing to get to this day today, when there were points where we didn't think we'd be getting to this day at all. It's great.
Hetain is a fantastic artist to work with. He's very, very clear in his vision. He was very clear about wanting to have this diverse group of people in an incredible location doing a simple performative dance. And he's saying, why can't you work with real people in real locations and make it look like Hollywood?
One of the reasons I like using film in this way with high production value, it's kind of about access. Many of us feel like this sort of Hollywoody feel is something out beyond us that we can't ever reach to. And what my films typically do is put marginalised communities on a big platform in an aesthetic which feels recognisably Hollywood or big popular culture, if you like. And so, this is definitely the approach of this film too.
This is like the part of the day that is everyone here and the biggest part of the filming. So we're going to be doing some big epic stuff. You've already seen all these mad cameras and stuff around. We're going to pretend they don't exist.
I also like the idea that this project could be about the participants getting to see themselves like they've never seen themselves before. And so that was also a reason I wanted to make it as a film rather than as a live performance. With film, you're able to capture things differently to live performance. You can get close up, you can slow things down and do it in slow motion. You tell the viewer where to look, and so you can tell a different kind of story than with live performance. The other approach to filming this day, which is different to the previous shoots that I've done, is that yes, we wanted a great final film, but it was more important that people enjoy and engage with the process, and it's important that everybody is seen, that we've captured everyone on camera. We want it to look superb, but everyone needs to be represented. The approach to the soundtrack was very similar to the approach to the visuals, in the sense that Amy May's approach to the music was very much the same. She wanted to work with local voices, local choirs. In Worksop Priory, really like the idea of having the acoustics of that space as well. It sort of adds into the layers of specificity of this project in terms of the building and the location.
This church is such an important part of history, and the people here are such an important part of the story. They were normal people who were on that boat, and each with their own stories and their own backgrounds, the same as the people who are singing today. And I think that it's really important to reflect that in the music.
Anchor. One more. Okay, let's go straight in again. That was really beautiful.
I love how the film's looking. I'm super excited about it, and even before it's finished, I can't wait to get it out there for people to see it. It's hard to know sometimes whether I love the film because I love the film, or whether I just love so much looking at the people in it. I've got to know all of these people over the past months, and you form attachments to them, and you miss them when you're not seeing them every week now, and so to get to watch them on film, just being, standing, dancing, interacting, jumping, it's just beautiful to see them that way. And I find it very moving, and so I hope an audience will connect to it as well.